Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to do a super easy kind of tutorial and just to kind of show you how I do a gel manicure on myself. So this is everything I'm going to be using today. So as you can see, I'm using my OPI polishes today. I have got the Artistic pH nail prep. That is just simply because I ran out of the OPI one and I won this one in a competition with Luella Bell, so I'm using it and I've been getting on okay with it. I'm using the strengthening base coat, which is fairly new to OPI. I, to be honest, haven't really noticed much difference compared to the normal one, but I just use it on my nails, to be honest. And the colour I'm going to be using is the Breakfast at Tiffany's, and this is, let me just focus it here, this is Apartment for Two. And I've got my cuticle stick and pusher, my cuticle nippers, cuticle stick over here. Obviously I've got my lamp. I use the Gelish 18 lamp, and I've also got my cleanser. This is the OPI NES 99 cleanser, and I've also got my lint-free wipes. Now these are my favourite lint-free wipes. I found it actually quite hard to find good lint-free wipes. Sounds a bit silly, but if you're having the same kind of problem, I actually bought these off of eBay because the ones I brought from the professional kind of retailers, which were exactly the same as this, were probably about £6 for the same amount. I think I get a pack of 100 for something like £2.99 or £3.99 from eBay, so it's kind of like half the price, and it's just a lot easier for me. But yeah, these are my favourite ones. They don't kind of leave any residue or anything, so I leave the link at the end of the video for these as well below for you. Right, so first of all I just wanted to show you what my nails actually look like. They are, as you can see, not in very good shape. I used to pick off my acrylics and my gel polish a lot when I used to have it done, which obviously is the biggest no ever. So basically that's why they're kind of really thin, and like you can see I've got like the little white marks and things. That's just literally from me being naughty and picking it off, which obviously we shouldn't do. But the reason I'm kind of putting the gel back on is because it doesn't, obviously unless you pick it off, it doesn't actually ruin your nails, which is a lot of kind of stigma against it. But anyway, let's get started. So first of all, when I'm doing my own and obviously a client's nails, I do the cuticle work. This is the Edge cuticle pusher I've got. This one's just kind of been my favourite one that I found. Again, I'll leave the link below. So yeah, so let's just get started. So kind of when you're doing this on clients, be a little bit careful of your pressure and things. Some people can take a lot and just some people can't, so you kind of know if anyone starts screaming that you need to do a lighter pressure. So the reason I like this one is because obviously you've got the pusher down here, which obviously I just use to push down, and then any kind of bits of skin left on the nail, which obviously you don't want because it will cause the gel to lift, you can just scrape off rather than obviously having to try and nip everything off, which is just a lot easier. And you don't always need to nip, so don't kind of feel like on every single nail you're going to have to nip a bit of skin. I know when you're kind of starting out doing this on other people, the nippers can actually be quite scary. So yeah, just don't feel like you have to, else you're more likely to make someone bleed, which we don't want. So in this video I'm just going to do the one hand, and then obviously I'll do the other hand kind of off screen, else it's kind of just a lot easier to just do the one hand. Okay, so now I've done my cuticles, as you can see, just pushed them back, got rid of any skin on the nail plate. It's really important just to do that, else like I said, the gel will just lift. And just make sure you go down all these kind of corners as well, just to get any hangnails or anything starting of the hangnails, just because they're really annoying. Right, so now what I do is I come in with my file. These again, I just got off eBay because I was putting off my order from OPI so that I could kind of order more when I needed to. My favourite files are the OPI ones just because they're a lot nicer. I can't really explain it unless you've tried them, you kind of wouldn't really know, but these are kind of like the closest thing. So again, if you haven't got like a professional account or anything, I will leave the link to these as well. So now I'm going to go mix. Okay, so now I filed them. I did do a little bit of filing just off the camera just because it was really difficult to try and do it with the camera in the way. So next up I come in with my buffer. This is my API one. So you've got like a harder side and a softer side. I normally prefer to use the harder side, obviously not too hard on your nails. Again, you can get buffers kind of off of eBay and places if you haven't got a trade account. So I'm just going all over the nail, and make sure you kind of get in the corners and things, and just so there's no shine left on the nail, else that's another thing that can make the gel lift. Okay, so now I've buffed them. As you can see, there's kind of no shine left on my nails. Don't worry about it too much, don't kind of spend too much time on the nails, else you're just going to wear away the nail plate. But right, so next up I come in with one of my lint-free wipes and my cleanser. Right, and then just literally a small amount, and I'm just wiping off any of that kind of dust and any oil just left on the nail. And then we're coming in with your nail prep. So all this does, some people call it like a dehydrator and things, which I don't really like saying that to clients, because obviously you don't want to make them think that you're dehydrating their nails and making them dry and things, which obviously nails are already dead anyway, so it like wouldn't matter, if that makes sense. But basically this just kind of gets any oil off of the nail to obviously help the gel to stick. So that's the way I kind of explain it to them if they ask. Right, so then I'm going to come in with my base coat. Hopefully I'll be able to do this all right on camera. So the way I do thumbs is, obviously don't get it on the cuticle, but try and get it as close to the cuticle as possible. And the way that I normally do them, so you kind of get taught to do it the free stroke way, which obviously I have done. So one in the middle and then obviously one either side. But what I normally do with colour, you'll see in a minute, is I just go across here, so you just get that a really nice kind of neat line. And then obviously if you get any in the corners or anything, you need to make sure you get rid of that, because obviously that's just going to set onto the skin once we pop them in the lamp. Okay, so now I have popped all of that on. I'm going to set this for 30 seconds. That's just the time for kind of my lamp, really. So obviously set it for whatever time your lamp is, and obviously if you're using UV, it's going to be completely different, kind of like 2-minute kind of thing. So I'm going to pop that in. Okay, so now that's been set, obviously there's still a tacky layer on the top, so try not kind of get any fluff or anything stuck on it, because it's a massive pain. So now I'm going to come in with my colour. Right. So again, just the same kind of thing here, and I think this one actually only needs the 2 coats. With the OPI ones, you do kind of have to give them a bit of a shake beforehand, which feels kind of alien because you're always told with the gel kind of not to shake it because of air bubbles and things. But yeah, it says with the OPI one to do that, so obviously check with your brand what one you're using and kind of how to do it and stuff. Make sure with each layer you're doing as well, it's quite a thin layer, else sometimes you can get like bubbling and things, which obviously with the gel you do not want. Okay, now like I said, with this bottom bit, this is what I normally do. Just kind of sweep across, because then you just get a really nice kind of even straight line, which I was taught at college, which actually is really helpful. But again, obviously with the colour, make sure you're not getting any on the skin. I love this colour, it's really nice. I haven't had this on before. Okay, so now I've done that first coat. Yeah, like I said, this one does only need the 2 coats, so I will just do one more after I set it. But sometimes I find with the paler colours and sometimes really dark ones, they kind of need a 3rd coat, so don't be afraid to kind of put it on. So I'm going to set this again for another 30 seconds. Okay, so that's the first layer set. I'm just going to come in with another coat. Another thing I forgot to mention as well, which is really important when you're doing the gel, is you need to cap over the edges at the end, just because this really helps the gel to stick. If not, water and things can get underneath the gel, and that's obviously where it kind of lifts and things. So I'll show you and I'll tell you kind of when I'm doing it. So just make sure you do that. Okay, so then again, just going to set this for 30 seconds. Okay, so that is my second coat. So I'm just going to top coat these, but if I was going to do any nail art or add any glitter, what I would do is if I was adding kind of like a loose glitter, I'd add that on top of this kind of tacky layer. I have done a video on that, so I'll tag that in the description for you. If I was going to do any nail art, like any drawing or any stamping, I would just cleanse with my cleanser over that tacky layer. And then obviously I would do 2 top coats over any glitter and over any nail art. But as I'm just going to do just a normal kind of gel manicure for you, I'm only just going to top coat that. So again, the same kind of thing. You can go a little bit thicker with the top coat, but not too much, else you'll just end up with it kind of dripping into the corners, which you do not want. And don't be kind of alarmed if you do get any colour coming off on your brush on the top coat. Some colours do tend to just leave a little bit of residue. Obviously if the whole thing comes off and there's a lot of colour, then I'd say probably reset the nails again. Okay, so again, I'm just going to set these for 30 seconds and then they'll be done. Okay, so now that's completely set. The OPI top coat isn't a non-wipe top coat, so obviously I'm going to have to wipe away that kind of tacky layer. So again, just coming in with my lint-free wipe and a little bit of cleanser, and I'm just making sure all of that kind of tacky layers off. Okay, and now what I normally do is, if it was like on a client or anything, I'd kind of put some hand cream on and some cuticle oil. But yeah, that's pretty simple, just apply to the cuticles and things. Best to do that kind of every day. But yeah, so that's how to do a really easy gel manicure on yourself. Now I just have to go and do the other hand. But like I said, I'll leave all of the kind of links and description in my description for you to everything I've used, and if you obviously have any questions, please ask. But I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe. Bye!